There is a new AP Language and Cultures exam, and today I want to touch base on kind of the reading section of the exam, the first part. And while this hasn't really changed, the weighting has because listening is fewer questions and fewer points. So you have to get better at reading a lot quicker. How do you do that? Now, if you're a teacher, assign your kids a ton of reading, particularly on the side at home, because that takes a long time for them to kind of read and get through the questions. But here is the protocol. It's the same as before. Never preview the questions, read the theme, the description, and the text first, then answer the questions. But here's a couple of add-ons. First of all, the goal your first few weeks of AP is to narrow it down by process of elimination. Which are the two most absurd answer choices out of the four? Get rid of those, cross them out, and move on. And then it's about getting which one of the better choices is the correct one. Because once you can narrow it down, you're very close. You have a 50-50 chance. That's the first thing. Secondly, the questions never go in order in the text. It's really rare if and when they do. But questions like, what is the tone? Who is this directed to? What is the main idea? If you could give a title, what would it be? And what is the purpose? Never answer these questions first, answer them last. Because the more you're reading and narrowing down the answer choices for each one, the better you're understanding the reading. And yes, I know it's a test. We want to do well. We want to look ahead. We want to understand what we're about to read and answer the questions as we go along. But that is actually a really bad game plan for AP languages. It might work in your native language at SAT or whatever, test that you're taking on the side, but it does not work for this test. Trust me. I had a lot of students doing it the wrong way, so this is the right way to do it. But remember, it's a skill. You're trying to hone these skills. So if you're a student, do it that way. Read the theme, the instructions, the text, then answer the questions. The big idea questions you answer last. Now, here's one other thing. If you are a student, get the Barron's book. Get it and do one reading a week. So say the first unit you're doing is family and communities. Great. Go to those sections in the book. They have at least 30 or so readings in the first section and only pick out those readings, but be really smart. Start with the advertisements because they're short and easier, and the correspondence readings, which are typically letters or emails. Do one of those a week with that same protocol. No previewing the questions, read everything, then answer. Then, as you're getting deeper into the unit and towards the end, you do the other types of readings, which can be fragments of literature, articles, or articles with a graph. And you do the same exact protocol. Now, if you have two sources, like an article and a graph, same thing. You read all the first source, answer those questions only, read the graph, and then answer the rest. But that's it. A reading a week, narrowing it down to the two best choices. And this is all outside of class, a reading a week. You should be getting a lot of readings as a student in class and for homework in addition to this. And following those protocols. And there you go. That's how you can start acquiring those skills on how to be successful in the first part of the new AP language exams. So if you have any questions, throw them in the comments below. Send me an email at either whitneyneutrino@gmail.com or makingspanishsimple@gmail.com. And good luck. Stay tuned for more videos on how to be successful and strive for the 5.